And hello there. Here we are for the very first game of the second day. On the red team, we've got Red Alliance, and they've got a Vindicator, Navy Megathon, Navy Brutix, Heretic, Purifier, and Maulus.
Sorry, Moomin, I'm still sorting out my camera tool.
Okay, well, on the blue side, which is Asian Squad, we've got the Claymore, Scimitar, Cerberus, Orthrus, Navy Osprey, Stalk, and Crucifier. Have you sorted out
Fabulous.
your tool then?
Yes, I'm working my tool furiously. Let's have a look. Vindicator. Now, Vindicator is a nice choice. I like the Vindicator. It's a good ship with close range webs, but up against this, I believe it's Asian Squad is the blue team, correct?
Yes, it is indeed, and they look like they've gone for something a little bit more unusual, but
Yeah,
a
definitely.
relatively solid kind of like a battleship BC kind of composition from.
Yeah, so that's going to be, like the Red Alliance team is battleship and battlecruiser heavy, which means that unless the Vindicator and the Megathron Navy issue like super fast prop speed, because the Vindicator doesn't get the web range, it gets the web bonus, and the match has started, so we're seeing the control bar for the Asian Squad team moving up, so we'll see if a bit of damage is applied. Purifier straight away.
That Purifier has gone like
boom, he's dead.
There.
He's dead already. So that was a Purifier from the Red Alliance team.
A really important thing to note here is if you look at the defense bar, which is the top bar there, a massive defense bar for Red Alliance. Because there's no purple bit, it means that it's not any of it active tank. So that's modules that will actually help them tank the incoming damage. They've got a huge amount of attack, but they're not really applying it, and they're again quite a lot of control.
It looks like the Asian Squad team is a kite team. Yeah, that Heretic from the Red Alliance team, he's down now. He went down relatively quickly as well, and then the Maulus with Red Alliance team.
Yeah, that's the Maulus gone as well, and it's like they've just torn apart the support wing of Red Alliance, being
so they're removing all
precise.
The light tackle and stuff like that. So now with all the light tackle gone, we'll assume that the Asian Squad team will basically everything on their squad or everything on their team will be faster than the Red Alliance team, and they'll just continue to out-kite the team. And obviously Red Alliance choosing not to bring a Logi as well with their armor setup, because both all of the armor Logi was banned. So we'd expect to see that Navy Brutix going into structure very shortly. You never know, these guys might be structure tanked. Oh my god, this is a...
I mean, have a look, because
this is a structure tank tournament team. This is awesome.
Yeah, no, and I mean, it's like they had a huge kind of buffer still, so we know that it's just going to be a case of actually chewing through that hull. But obviously they're way up on points already, for Asian Squad.
Definitely. So what we might see here is we may see the Claymore for the Asian Squad team get tackled, because with the structure tanked ships, they will be able to maneuver relatively quickly. But the Red Alliance team have decided to start shooting the Scimitar, now switching to the Orthrus of Asian Squad, who's started receiving reps straight away. And the Asian Squad team just blinking away at that Brutix Navy issue. I'm really excited to see a fully structure tanked fleet. Obviously the thing that kind of sucks here is obviously you can't get the remote reps for an armor tanked, for a structure tank team. The Orthrus almost into structure. He's not, the reps aren't getting up.
He's more than into structure.
Well, he's down. That was actually.
Once those reps apply, then with the kiting team, obviously you can really be looking to be in trouble there. So
yeah, he got screwed. Now the Asian Squad team could be in a little bit of trouble here if Red Alliance continues to take out things like aiming for the Stalk, maybe kill the Stalk, remove the boosts. The Stalk should be relatively easy to kill. It should be easier to kill than the Orthrus was. And then move on to say the Osprey Navy issue or so.
Well, this is all
Scimitar going into armor now. So if they keep that Scimitar down, then he's on ASBs at the moment. So they just need to continue hitting him through his rep cycle. What the fuck has Asian Squad done? Oh my god, this is crazy. Like Red Alliance may actually pull this one out. They're gonna lose that.
Yeah, I mean, they've
British
still
Navy
got
ship.
like a hell of a lot on the actual grid there with regard to like capability. So here's a case of, with the logic component now gone, and also like the Orthrus, which is like a very useful ship as well. You know, we can be looking at you know, a complete kind of like switch around. Navy Brutic's down now for Red Alliance, so the Asian squad obviously being able to remove some of that DPS, but from what we've seen so far, there's potentially going to be a lot of tank that they need to chew through.
Yeah, Red Alliance splitting a bit of damage now, but it looks like they've gone for the Cerberus there. Nothing's webbed at the moment. Man, this is like anybody's game. Asian squad really need to pull their finger out. The Crucifier for Red Alliance is down now, which will hopefully allow Asian squad to maneuver around the field a bit better.
You mean the Crucifier for Asian squad is down, allowing
sorry, my
Red
bad, I've
Alliance to probably sit in the middle still?
I've got one of my locks is not sorted properly, so
Yeah, I mean, you
That's
have a
fine.
look though. It's like, you know, Red Alliance like battleships. I mean, they're like doing 1,500 almost like meters per second.
Well, yeah,
And
that's
a
structure
fair old
tanks,
lick. I mean,
battleships, man.
you know, this is going to be down to like pilot skill with regards to whether or not Asian squad can clear that Brutic still, and all the time actually keep themselves out of the webbing range of Red Alliance team.
Well, I think that Serb is going to go down before the Brutix. Looks like he's got an ASB or just a standard shield booster. The big issue for Red Alliance now is going to be applying the damage, because that Asian squad team has just gotten relatively far away from them. Except, I'm looking at the battleships and they're actually sitting right near the rest of the Asian squad team, and it seems like the Asian squad team well, they've only just noticed it. That Brutix down now for Red Alliance. I'm not sure. I don't think that Red Alliance. Well, you know, Asian squad have killed all of the battle cruisers, but the battleships are are likely to have more tank, obviously, than the battle cruisers. So we'll see how this plays out. But with that DPS off the field, and that Cerberus is already wrapping up his shield, so. We may not see anything else die by the time that this timer runs out. The Megathron Navy issue, still taking armor damage. Like I said, he is going to be structure tank.
Well, you say
so
that, but we've just had another loss there.
What that Serb? How did that Serb die so quickly? Was that a boundary violation or something else?
Not quite sure on that, but as I said to you, it was going to be a case of, you know, it's going to be piloting skill that like,
Serb is a
makes
massive
sense.
loss for them. That's going to be
Yeah.
like 700 DPS off the field. With that Megathron Navy issue now going to structure. Structure is his main tank, so it's not too much of a problem. With what they've got left on the field, I'm not sure what Asian squad are going to do. This Red Alliance with that kill. Red Alliance is now in front. They are winning this match. They've pulled it out of the hat. So it's really a race against time now for Asian squad to kill that Megathron Navy issue before the timer runs out.
Absolutely, and whether or not they can actually do it, well, that's going to be a tough one. It's like, I'm relatively confident that that Navy Mega is going to have a fair stick of tank there.
Well, he's at 95% now, and it actually looks like the DPS has dropped completely. If you look at the attack bar, there's nothing coming from that attack bar, so...
Yeah, absolutely, and it's Asian squad still need to be careful, because obviously, you know, if the Vindicator and the Navy Megathron actually get on something again, and they can actually start to apply that damage, and also the control that they have. I mean, you just look at the attack bar. That's still a fairly healthy attack bar that they've got there.
Okay, my commentating ship is approximately 30 kilometers away from the center of the arena, and the wreck of that Serb is 121 kilometers from me. So I'm going to say that Asian squad lost that Cerberus due to a boundary violation, and that has probably lost them the match.
Quite possibly. Obviously, we'll find out from the refs a little bit later on.
Definitely. Let's have a look. I think they are actually saying boundary violation. It was a boundary violation. So Sothrasil says that the Serb was killed by boundary violation. So Wow, that's that's a massive stuff up for Asian squad. Aries Bar is not going to be happy.
Well, you say that, but it's like, um, yeah, it would be unfortunate, but equally there again, I don't think that you can take anything away from like Red Alliance. Is they put the pressure on the Cerberus,
Definitely.
they forced
Yep.
that mistake, and it was a case of like it still could have gone either way at that point. It's looking a little bit more certain now because that Megathron has still got like 70% roughly of structure remaining. There's almost 30 seconds left on the clock. Asian squad aren't going to be able to like chew through that.
Man, what a match for the first fight of the night. This is awesome.
Completely, it's like whole tanked battleships. I mean, it's like whole
It
tank
looked
stuff
like
is great.
it looked like Asian squad had it in the bag for so long, and then things just started getting caught and dying in short order. That scimitar went down so fast, but these battleships
Well, yeah,
obviously have
true, and
quite
I
a bit
mean
of DPS.
it was an incredibly strong start as well with like Asian squad. I think that they executed the start very, very well. Everything kind of like happened that they wanted to like happen, but then obviously, a few kind of like errors there, and things flipped around.
Yeah, I guess in a tournament setting, it is relatively easy to sort of mess up with all the pressure and all those things that you need to remember. So.
Exactly, and it was a forced error. It wasn't a case of like, they just messed up. It was like application of pressure from Red Alliance that kind of meant that Asian squad pilots probably ended up in the position that they didn't want to be in. Anyway, should we head back over to the studio where we can talk to each other over there instead?
Sounds